What's a movie that is genuinely bad, that critics hated, most of the audiences hated, but for some reason you just still loved it? What's up, everybody? So, for me, the answer to this question is Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Now, I guess the main thing that really gets me about this movie is it's a simple premise. Even though it's completely inaccurate to the lore of Robin Hood, I still bought it. In this case, they changed it up almost completely with the Sheriff of Nottingham, played brilliantly by Rickman, being responsible for the death of Robin Hood's father while he's away fighting in the Crusades. And when he finally gets back home, he sees that the land has been taken, the castle is in ruins, and he wants to enact revenge. Um, Aside from that, there's a lot of issues with this movie. Not the least of which is Kevin Costner using an American accent to play an English character. And at certain moments, he kind of fluctuates back and forth. Like he tries to do an English accent and then just like, you know what, I'm just going to use my American accent for the rest of this movie. And that it's distracting, but I still can kind of put that to the side and just enjoy it for what it is. I thought the costumes were really, really interesting. I thought his relationship with Morgan Freeman's character, Azim, is really cool. It's like this is one of the when I first kind of understood who Morgan Freeman was. I think the movie I saw with him prior to this was Lean on Me. So it was like, all right, he's in a big movie now, and with a big actor. So I thought a really big step for him in his career. But let's also be frank. It's like there's aside from the premise itself, there's the whole idea of Christian Slater's character, uh, who is somehow like a stepbrother to him, who hates him when he joins the Merry Men of the Forest, which they don't refer to themselves as the Merry Men, but that's kind of who they are. They still wanted to take this grounded approach to it, which worked well, but it's still, I know it's just still came across as silly to me as I watched it, but I still love it. There is no rationale or rhyme and reason to it. I just really enjoyed it. And I think what cannot be uh, underestimated and what cannot be talked about enough are some of the great things that came by way of Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, and two very specific things. One, we got Bryan Adams' song, Everything I Do for You, which was a number one hit and was kind of everywhere, and it's still one of those go to songs that you hear at weddings, at, cheesy birthday parties. And I'm pretty sure it's a song that he's kind of obligated to sing at any of his live shows, along with Heaven and Summer of '69. And of course, I think the most important contribution, which is a direct result of Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, is Robin Hood Men in Tights. So we have, one of the many brilliant movies from Mel Brooks. You got Carrie Elways taking a shot at Kevin Costner in that movie, talking about I'm the actual Robin Hood that can use an English accent. You got an early appearance by Dave Chappelle. It's just a fun time. Roger Rees as the Sheriff of Nottingham is great, and it's still a good time. You know what I mean? The action is still good. The characters are still well written. The premise still moves forth in a way that is believable, even though it almost has nothing to do with the original myth and lore of Robin Hood. But we do get that many, many years later with Russell Crowe playing Robin Hood, directed by Ridley Scott. So it's not for nothing. Anyways, what about you guys? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Smash that like button, give me a follow, and I'll see you guys next time.